again, we will now be commencing with our question and answer. Later on, we will be opening the floor to our media friends. But for now, I'm sure everyone is excited to know more about our collection. So first, I would like to start by asking you, Ms. Catriona, your personal style has always been a blend of elegance and meaning. Now, how does your design philosophy align with Gentlehome's vision, and what inspired your approach to the Payak Collection?
Ooh, and coming together with this capsule collection, I live in a condominium naman. So the pieces didn't have to just be beautiful, they also had to be very functional. So you see that intention carried out through all of the pieces. But the great thing with Genteelhome, if you have a certain space at your house, your office, you can also customize. So if you see anything in a color that you're like, oh, pili ko bagay kapag green siya, kumbaga, pwede silang mag-run. So which is really nice. But the intentionality that I brought into this capsule, even though it's not, for example, the beshe and tables, it's not an exact replica of the brass bangles worn by Deboli. It's really just an inspiration from that for me. And I just think it's a nice little like nod to our heritage and our culture. That's just my love of tradition and culture being funneled down in an artistic and design aspect. So that's really what I was thinking about creating these pieces. And of course, you can see my personality in it, like in the bookshelf naman. You can see those pops of color. That's personality to me. So interjecting those little unexpected details in your space that really just, because I feel like when you visit someone's space, what it looks like should reflect who that person is. So that's what these pieces represent to me.
Very true, and I truly resonate with that as well. Like, I love your shelf right there. I think that's a pocket basic shelf, right? You're all about empowering women, and I think that represents women holding each other and empowering one another.
Yes, very bagay sa Women's Month, no? But
Yes,
because
perfect.
the woven elements are always incorporated to all of the pieces as well because I do have a love of weaves and traditionally it is the women who pass down through the tradition the art of weaving.
Okay, so there you go. Very nice to hear the story behind your designs. Thank you so much, Miss Catriona. Now, Miss Katrina, can you share your thoughts on that and what was the creative process like in bringing Payak to life, especially with Catriona's vision in mind?
Actually, it's more an experience with me. Like it's more on Catriona sharing a piece of her heart and turning it into actual art pieces or furniture. Because when she was like designing each piece, it's like she's making quite of her memories. And then it's fun because while sketching with her, while developing the materials with her, you can actually be in that moment when she's making kwento and she's very immersed in all of the colors that she wants, and then she would explain it to you why she wants that color, and then you will get to understand why and how these pieces would come together. So it's more on, yes, it's a conversation piece, and also sharing the intent, not only having a beautiful piece in your home, but having something with meaning in your home is a different thing.
Yes, there you go. And also, one thing to note is that actually our team told us that Miss Catriona right here is very detail oriented. And there's a lot of twists and turns with her collection. Like, for example, your Filipiniana chair. So once you step a little bit back, then you would see the Filipiniana type of clothing.
Inspired by the Barot Sayas.
Yes, the Barot Saya. So there you go. Very, very beautiful. Thank you so much for that. And to follow up that question, Miss Katrina, can you also tell us more about how Gentle Home ensures that each piece is not only beautiful, but also built to last and adapt to different spaces?
For one, we use only the quality materials, and of course, most importantly, it's handcrafted and thoughtfully created. Kasi it's different. What makes a Filipino product or Filipino furniture different is that the way our craftsmen would do it. It's not machine. It's not about all machine crafted. Kasi di ba, anything that you pour your heart into, the attention to details, iba yung kakalabasan. Merong soul, merong lambot. So you would actually feel it when you combine our handcrafted furniture with modern furniture pieces that are machine-made. Nagkakaroon ng buhay yung bahay.
True, and we're also very proud to say, I think that All of these are locally sourced and made by our Pampanganos. So thank you so much for that. You know, bringing prestige and livelihood to them, that is something to really, boast about. Now, Miss Catriona, how do you incorporate mindfulness and authenticity in the spaces you create, whether in your home or through beautiful collaborations such as this one?
I think it's really in my love for supporting local, and I think that's also why this partnership with Genteel and Miss Cat really took on the life that it did, because we both share the same passion of elevating Filipino craftsmanship to the world level. And so I would even have the opportunity to visit one of the warehouses and see the pieces being made. So it was really wonderful to see the people being impacted also by the livelihood that these pieces are allowing them to have. It gives you that sense of pride, but also just that care that you're really supporting. Because why shouldn't Filipino furniture be at the same level as other countries who are known for creating such gorgeous furniture? Because they were capable, and we have a distinct flair and taste that I think can be appreciated no matter who is looking at it from wherever in the world that they are. So in creating and curating spaces of myself to stay authentic, I really do enjoy finding intentionality. Again, going back to that word. And also getting pieces that I use and love. I don't necessarily enjoy in my space that I'll have a lot of things pero hindi ko sila ginamit. Parang nandun lang siya, parang maging pretty lang space. I'm very practical because with my space as well, I have to really maximize it. So yeah, having pieces that are very comfortable. Hindi parang mukhang comfortable lang, comfortable talaga siya. I hope that you have a bit of a lounge in the Mayon chair and the Pinay chair and just feel the comfiness. Kasi talaga, no, effort ko to make it just that experience. It should be a piece in your home that makes it comfortable, practical, and also beautiful all at the same time. Whilst also giving you a sense of pride that this is a Filipino-made product.
Okay, there you go. Very well said. If I may ask, what's your most used from your collection?
Hirap, because they're all gonna be in my house.
You're sitting at them every hour.
Because like I said, Karina, I do read a lot even if I review contracts or like I'm decompressing at the end of the day or doing quiet time in the morning. Like I'll sit in my accent chair, my bookshelf. I love shelves. I have many shelves in my house because when I travel, favorite thing ko to collect is mga anek-anek. Yung mga na-influence ko rin ng friends ko, silis, nahawa din. But it's just nice because you're able to fill up your home with memories. Or like framed mementos, or like this is what I got when I traveled to Turkey, for example. So I would say all the pieces are well used and loved in my home.
Right, there you go. Thank you so much. Now, lastly, again, we are celebrating slow spaces. So for my very last question, we'd like to know, beyond aesthetics, what emotions or experiences do you hope people to take away from the Payak Collection? So let's start with you, Ms. Catriona.
Ooh, mine would be pride. I want people to feel proud that they have a piece like this in their home. Again, because it's not just beautiful, it has intention behind it, and it's made so expertly by Filipino artisans. And even the weaves in my collection, they were all done by hand. So there's that love and labor in there that you can be really proud of because that's uniquely ours. And then the second emotion would just be comfort, because I feel like a home for anyone should be an escape from the hustle and bustle of the world. It should be a space where you can come back to and feel just like yourself. Like you can just exhale and you can just be you. And hopefully your space will be able to reflect that. And I hope that these pieces find a way to help express your most authentic and relaxed self at home.
There you go. Thank you very much. Now, Ms. Katrina.
For me, it's calmness. Yeah, because after all, when you come home, you will have a furniture that will comfort you and will make you feel calm. Yeah.
There you go. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Ms. Catriona Gray and Ms. Katrina. Now, we are opening the floor to our media friends, to our guests. So please go ahead for our question and answer. Hello, we have our first question right there.
Miss Gray, like I understand that we have a lot of causes. So like, will the pieces go towards like a certain part of the proceeds will go to charity, or are the materials made like helping a community? And then number two, we've talked about like durability and how it looks like, and then you touched on comfort. But like, a lot of comfort has to do with like height, distance from the floor, incline. So what did we do about that?
Yes, for furniture, it's the practicality aspects of it being a good height for you. For example, my Pinay accent chair has a very high backing because I'm tall and I like to lounge talaga. It can all be customized. So if you were to order one of the pieces here today, Gentil would happily ask you, do you like the finish? Do you like the color? They can customize, no? And then in terms of the proceeds, yes, I will be giving some of the proceeds to my charity of choice. Still finalizing which one that will be, but yes, it is important for me to give back because this effort of this collaboration wasn't about earning for me. It's really an expression of my creativity as a designer. But also, I have pride in my heart knowing that these pieces are really benefiting the livelihood of Kapampangans who are making this lovingly by hand.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Now we will be entertaining 2 to 3 more questions for Miss Catriona and Miss Katrina. So do we have our second question? There you go, Sir Ted.
I am Ted Claudio from whatsapp.ph. For Catriona, what was or were your prime directives in terms of the collaboration in designing the line?
I just wanted to express myself as a designer, and I don't think I'm really known as that. I don't have a lot of experience per se in the art of designing, but pieces in my home are something that I find a lot of joy in, and I take a lot of inspiration from different things, predominantly Filipino culture. And so to be able to given this opportunity to collaborate with such a skilled brand such as Genteel and Miss Cat and her whole design team, I really allowed my visions to come to life. So it's been a dream, and I'm very proud of the pieces that we were able to create together.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now, our next question was given to me anonymously. So this one is for Miss Katrina. What sets the Payak Collection apart from previous Genteelhome collections?
As always, as we're doing a different collection, it's always different from the other because all of the collections were made from different experiences and memories and inspiration from our collaborators.
Alright, there we go. Very short, sweet, and impactful. Alright, we will be entertaining our last question. Yes, sir.
I'm curious, Kat. What did you discover about yourself through this creative process?
What did I discover about myself through this creative process? I think it allowed me to relive a lot of memories because, as Miss Kat was saying, I have a lot of memories in the home. I come from a small family. Wala akong ibang kapatid. I'm an only child, so I was always with my parents, and all of our bonding moments were usually at home. So, in reflecting on what kind of pieces I wanted to create, I always remembered, like, okay, usually when I was sitting in a chair with my mom, that's where she started reading to me when I was really little. So I was able to kind of tap back into those memories. So not only did the furniture serve a purpose of, oh, I want to be creative in this way, but it's also kind of a nice thought to think, these are the kind of pieces where I was able to create memories of my own. I hope that whoever takes these pieces to their own home will have memories of their own that will color it for them too.
Alright, there we go. Thank you so much. Now for our last question. Last question. Okay, yes.
Both for Katrina and Catriona, why was it important to emphasize the whole Filipino-ness of everything, of the whole collection and the brand and yourself?
Well, for one, because there is something that the Filipino product can be proud of. Number two is that to really share the platform or the stage with global brands as well, because the Filipino craftsmanship is really apart from what the international brands would offer.
And then for me naman, I feel like it really speaks to me not just as a designer but as a person. Being Filipino is not only my heritage, but it's also something that's colored where it has led me in life. Whether it be in pageantry and it representing the country to the different collaborations or the different groups that I help support. But second, I take a lot of pride in locally made. I really do. If you look inside my home, you'll see I have a lot of locally made things. And I love talking to different people about it to kind of encourage that Filipino-made products are beautiful, they're unique, and they have stories. And for me, stories have so much weight and uniqueness, and I love sharing that. So this capsule is an opportunity for me to share that Filipino culture, that Filipino storytelling with an even larger audience.
There you go. Beautiful. Thank you so much once again. A round of applause.